Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to my stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. Pandas. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's gonna be. Good morning, guys. Good morning. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. We do have a whiskey challenge today, Whiskey Wednesday, and boy, oh boy, do we already have some insane price action. I mean, what can I say? We'll go from above to below, higher time frame to the lower time frame. We do have a two-leggy here coming off our trend line, and we are reacting off of it. Boy, oh boy, coming back into our trading range. And what can I say other than I think we're still in a downtrend. The big news today was at 8:30 a.m. and I believe it was the CPI numbers. And the news didn't like it. Let's just say that. I believe the market thinks that the Fed will continue to raise interest rates, and most likely will lead to a big drop in the market. And so this is what we're seeing here. 10,000 tick chart. We have our first two-leggy here. A, B, C coming off the 20 EMA after a big move down. I think it wants a new low here. We do have a type of spiking channel. We do have like a spiking channel right here. Spiking channel. Maybe something like this. Spiking channel. And we are going to retest this low. Most likely make a new low today. Boy, oh boy. I mean, what a move. So, I mean, the 5 minute, I don't like really looking at the 5 minute until, you know, the day actually starts. But when you get something like this, usually there's continuation. Usually there's continuation. And pandas, I actually figured out how to lower the latency of the stream, and yeah, I believe whatever you're gonna get now, it's gonna be like pretty close to live, actually. Like very little delay. I think it's about, maybe, I'm looking at it, maybe like 5-second delay, maybe not even. So if you have more than a 5-second delay, then maybe you need to watch in 2x speed until you catch up. But from the way I'm looking at it, it looks pretty live. All right, let me do this. Wow, it's about 5-second delay. I mean, this is very close to live. Very close to live. Be right back. Absolutely amazing. Wow, that's the delay is almost non-existent. Good morning, guys. Put a clock on screen. I mean, if you look on the bottom right here, this is the 5-minute chart. If you look at the bottom right, you can see a time here, and you can see how close it is to maybe the time that you have on your 5-minute chart. Good morning, guys. Day trading like a predator. Good morning, Idris. Good morning, Kelly Ann. Good morning. Up bright and early, Kevin Mack. Good morning, Frank Angelo. Major Dave, Mike Thompson. Good morning, guys. Syed from Virginia. Good morning, Kid Poker, New Jersey. Welcome, Speedy Boy, Hassan Arabi, FZen. Welcome back, all my regular viewers. If you're new here, I'm glad that you're joining us today. Carl Herman from North Carolina, good morning. PK Futures, good morning. Vlad, good morning. Andrew Gibson, good morning. Frank Andrews says 1 second behind. Let's go, baby. Whew. I mean, looking at this right now, I mean, I almost want any reason to go short, and I'll take it. We have a type of... You could see this as your trend line. The fact that we came off the top of the trading range on the trading range indicator makes me feel like we already broke trend and attempted to do high here, basically double top. I'm actually willing to take this short here, but so close to market open, I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a bear trend day today. I mean, looking at this huge move down, basically coming back to retest. It's a small pullback here. Appreciate the sub. Make sure you guys fill that poll, and also, hey, scalp that like button today. Let's get up to 300 likes today, and I will celebrate with some whiskey challenged. We do have a trap here. I'm going to take it. I don't care that it's far away from 20 MA. The downtrend is so strong. I think this pullback is small, and I'm going to take this I'm going to take this trap trade if we get it. Do not copy my trades here. Do not copy my trades. There we go. In this trade. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Before the market even opens. Let's go, baby. Hopefully I can get a little more than that. I want this runner to run if we can get it. We got a runner. We got a runner. I mean, the market hasn't even opened. We got a runner here. I'm not sure how long it's going to last for. It looks like it's going to try to knock me out here. Don't do it. Eh. All good, pandas. FZen says 300 likes and the single malt scotch goes into my oatmeal. Oh man, that sounds terrible. Kellyanne says she's going to wait. You know, that's wise. You can obviously wait till the market opens till you take your first trade. I just saw any reasons to go short here, and I got one. So it's risky though. This time it paid off. Market just opened. Let's get that bamboo. Another push down here. Maybe too leggy. Looking for the two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback here. 4 pushes down. It might want to retest the high here, but I think it wants to come down. It could be bouncing off the bottom of the spiking channel, which is very typical in spiking channels. It'll come back to the bottom of the spiking channel, and the market tries to decide, are we going to continue down or create a trading range? Right now, it's a little difficult to say, but terrible signal bar. Not interested. It's going up. Maybe looking for a new high here, potentially. Coming back up to the top of the trading range on the trading range indicator, as you guys can see. At this point, I'm looking for a new high, and I'm not looking for a short trade. I'm waiting for a new high here. This was risky trade, definitely a risky trade. Almost worth going long there, but if this fails, 1, 2, 3 failures. Lower high, second entry short. Only trade I'll be interested in is a trap trade. Fail second entry long trap. Can't go short there, right? 20 EMA is in the way. I'll take it outside of our reversal, thinking this is enough of a test to this top. It tempted, right? Completely reversed. But I need an entry. I need a fail second entry long here if I can get it. It's a big risk here, but I'm willing to take it because I like the context a lot. But looking for a reversal here, thinking that this is a double top. Very hard to time that. I missed the timing on that. Might be able to get in still. Okay, completely missed the timing on that. That was very hard to time that because of how quickly this candle was created. And I couldn't time it. Simply couldn't time it. So it is what it is. I could have got another scalp there, but I missed it. It was just too fast. Too fast. Darn it. I really wanted to enter short there. But we do have a 3 tests up. This one doesn't make a new high, but attempts it. And you can see with the exhaustion bar. How do you know this is an exhaustion bar? Well, it's almost hindsight bias, but you know it's exhaustion because there's no continuation. Look at the next bar. Even stronger, but going the other way. So you see that near a resistance, you can you can think that that's an exhaustion bar rather than what Albrecht would call a gap bar. Measuring gap. Could be break a trend to new high, right? And we are back in the bottom of this trading range. Big push up. Quite volatile right now. Quite volatile. We actually are in a trading range, even though on the higher time frames we're clearly beneath the 20 MA. You can see here, clearly beneath the 20 MA, but the 10,000 tick chart coming from top to the bottom to the top to the bottom, back to the top here. 5 minute, also trading range. But making lower highs, lower lows. Potentially big reversal up here. I mean, we could recover this entire drop. I've seen wilder things happen in the market. Just don't have a trade here. Even though it's pretty volatile, I simply don't have a trade right now. Maybe a lower high I'll be interested in, but this is a pretty strong move down. Always in short potentially here. The problem is that if you look at the left of the chart, you're still in a trading range. So the closer you are to the bottom, the more risky it is. Lower high, maybe I'll be interested in a lower high, but immediate context, it's a little difficult. This lower high may not be a bad trade. I just, it's just right in the middle of the trading range, right? The trading range indicator is marking the trading range for us. And we're pretty much in the middle of it. So some people ask me, what else do I invest in other than trading futures? Definitely I get gold and also buy Legos. The thing about Legos is like it always, at least you can sell it for a break even. Legos always retire, you know, they retire the sets, and so if you get kind of things that are popular, high chance to be able to flip it maybe 3 years later. Very long-term investment. But not guaranteed, but it's just you know, it seems like a kind of like a low risk type flip for almost doubling. You can almost double it. Appreciate the sub. Have I bought any recently? Yes. There's a new Optimus Prime in the Lego store, and and it's pretty amazing. It can transform after you build it. You can transform it, and that's kind of like what you want when it comes to Optimus Prime, the ability to be able to transform it after you build it. I'm basically buying gold because of protect myself from hyperinflation. Now, I'm not saying that we will enter into hyperinflation. I think the Fed is, at least from what I can tell, is doing whatever they can to lower inflation, break a trend to new high. Especially if we keep getting these, you know, huge inflation numbers. The Fed, I mean, from their statements, it seems like they have a, you know, a fiscal responsibility to continue to raise interest rates, even though that might crush the economy, because no one wants to trade with us, right? If we continue to raise interest rates, then the dollar becomes way too expensive, and you know, that means markets would trade amongst themselves with their terrible fiat currencies, you know. But hey, it's cheaper for them to, you know, buy from other people than us, so it's it kind of hurts our economy because our exports would be low. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not an economist. I don't know. I'm a panda, obviously. You know, my background is in computer engineering, but it makes sense to me to think that way. So that's what I'm believing. So I'm trying to protect myself from hyperinflation. And thing is, gold is valued everywhere. So they might not want USD, but they definitely want gold. We're getting a big, strong push up here. Very strong push up on the 5-minute chart. It's simply a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, 5-minute chart. 10,000 tick. We have a trading range here. Could be a breakout, failed breakout back in. And like I mentioned, truly we can come all the way back up and recover this entire drop. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. Major Dave. This is controversial for probably a lot of people, but yes, I definitely have personal protection, and what can I say? I believe in the you know, the Second Amendment. Now, does that mean we shouldn't have any type of gun reform? I'm not even in that place. I think we should. I honestly think we should do better. Um, it's a right to have a firearm, but I think it doesn't mean that we can't do better in terms of let's say filtering out the bad apples. Home security at its finest. Coming off the 240 SMA. 5 minute looks nice. We have a strong bull bar ending on its high. Let's see if there's follow through. 10,000 ticks above the 20 MA. It's quite a strong push up, but I would have to redraw this for a spike in channel now. It's a spike in channel rather than this first breaker trend to new high. It ends up becoming a spike in channel here. And pretty much bouncing off the 240 SMA. Lower high, second entry short. Sorry, it's not second entry short. I had to refresh that. It didn't seem right. That being second entry. It's because I was switching between charts. And the way that Ninja Trader renders candles when you're not on when it's not in focus, it's pretty terrible. It's kind of funny because if a robber ever does enter my house, my bamboo hut, they might go for the gold, but actually what's way more valuable are the Legos. It's kind of funny. They're gonna see the toys and be like, what is this? Give me that gold. 2 bounces off of the 240 SMA. 1, 2. Creates a lower high here. I'll be interested in a trap trade here to go short. Again, I think we're still in a downtrend. The higher time frame, the 20 EMA. 10,000 tick chart, we do have a break a trend to new high. Break a trend to new high here. It's ripe for reversal. I'll go for a trap trade here if we get a fail second entry long. Thinking that we basically had a break a trend, attempt to new high again. Right, another exhaustion bar into resistance, matched with a strong, right, equal bar, pretty much, just as strong, but on the other way. Exhaustion here, move down. Exhaustion here, move down. How do I know it's exhaustion? Well, typically exhaustions happen late in trend, and it's the biggest bar out of all the previous ones, and there's no follow through. With no follow through strong, and it's near resistance. So, do I know 100% is going to be? No, I don't. Obviously, there's nothing 100% in the market, but the probabilities greatly increase if you have all three of those things, right? No follow through, right? And it's the biggest bar in a series, right? In that trend. And also it's near a resistance. With all those things combined, typically you have a going short here. Even as an outside bar reversal, I'm so eager to go short. I do not care. Big signal bar now. Gotta be a little more careful here. Right, because it's a huge signal bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5-point risk. Looks like it's gonna trigger. With a retracement, I have to have a deeper retracement here if we're gonna enter this. I'm most likely gonna miss this, but I need a deep retracement. That's a really big risk. Right, ends up getting the scalp already, right, with the major trend reversal here, but that risk is too large. You know, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of risk right there. A little too rich for my blood. A little too much risk for me to scalp. Right, I'm trying to scalp here, and I'm going to be risking 6 points, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So I want a retracement. I like the context. I like where it's going. But the fact that the risk was 6 points, I can't take the trade. Columbus Williams, thanks for becoming a panda. I do appreciate it. Thanks for your support. Enjoy your green name. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badges and forms over time. Enjoy your panda emoticons. And enjoy the pre-market show. Happens at 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. every single day. Pre-market show. Go over all my accounts and also all my off-stream trades. The crazy thing is, pandas, tomorrow we have more news. Tomorrow again at 8:30 a.m. we have more news. So be aware. We have the PMI numbers. I forget what it stands for. Something manufacturing index. I forget what the P stands for. I want to say production. I don't know. I think it stands for something like that. But basically, I think it measures like production in some way. Just measuring this out, it's a 1-to-1. Todd at Stone City says, if we buy the two-legged pullback deluxe, do we get into pre-market? Yeah, so a lot of people want to enter the Discord. We have a Discord. And you don't actually enter the pre-market show with the two-legged pullback deluxe. You get access to the Discord, though, and anyone who becomes a Super Panda gets access to the pre-market show and the Discord. And if you buy, but the thing is, if you buy the the deluxe, you get lifetime access to the Discord. So it just depends on what you want. And we have a trap about to trigger on the 5-minute chart here. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, if you become a Super Panda, you get access to both. But that's a monthly payment. Purchasing Managers Index, not even close, but it has something to do with the economy. And usually has pretty high impact. Steve Gamanet asks, anyone know how to put that center line in for the channels? It's pretty simple. You just create a channel, right click it, go to properties, and then if you go towards the bottom, there is a option to put another line in it, and I think you just put it at the 50% and make sure you save it as a default, and then that line will appear every single time. So we do have a breaker trend to new high now from this big move up. Very interesting. We do have a trap on the 5-minute on the outside bar reversal here. I was not expecting a trap like that. You know, when you have the first two-legged pullback back to the 20 MA, very interesting. You know, especially with a move down like this. Not really expecting a reversal, but I mean, we have moved quite we have moved up quite a bit now. Remember, pandas, we do have the whiskey challenge today. Oh, there it is. Tomorrow's a PPI, Producer Price Index. Sorry about that. Got those mixed up. We have PPI tomorrow, 8:30. Thanks for double checking that, Ralph Reese. Speedy Boy asks, what website do I use for news? I use the plugin for Apex. It's because it's the quickest. But you can go to Forex Factory. I think that's probably, sufficient. It's just an economic calendar. We have a spike in channel forming here. The spike in channel 3 pushes up, right, creating a wedge, essentially, here, and potential retest of the top of the spike. 4 pushes up. Not gonna go short here, but plus the 20 EMA is acting as a type of support at the moment. I'm trying to figure out, are we in an uptrend or should I look for a reversal here? Because we'd have to break a trend to new high here. We do have a spiking channel here. We're breaking below it. At a certain point in time, you know, even though we have a big strong downtrend in the beginning of the day, with the pullback is strong enough, you're gonna have to, concede that your downtrend is not gonna have any follow through, and you might have like a V bottom type sort of price action. So I don't know if I want to take this two-legged pullback long, in our second entry long here. A, B, C, second entry long. Are we in an uptrend now is a question. Risk is pretty small here. We do have a trap potentially forming here. I don't know if I like the trap either. Okay, it's a good two-legged pullback up. I'm still, it's still clearly in my mind this huge drop and thinking we're in a, we should be thinking downtrend. But right now, from the media context, hard to say for me. I mean, that's a small risk trade. Might have been worth taking. Right, it's a higher low second entry long off the 20 EMA. And from what it seems like a strong uptrend, but yeah, it's a little hard for me to take. My mind is basically set on shorts right now. And I'm looking for a reversal, and seeing how we had a break a trend to new high made me think we could have a potential reversal here. So I skipped that trade, but at a certain point in time, I have to switch my thinking. And thinking maybe we're just gonna go up. Not sure though. Amin Jatora asks, how I trade forex. I've tried it. I dabbled. The reason being why I don't trade is because it's hard to scalp with forex. The spreads are really large, and I was kind of like just beginning, and so I just really was not used to doing anything other than like scalping like a point on the futures. And when I jumped to forex, the spreads are so large. Basically, whenever I scalped, I would just be covering the spread, coming out break even, maybe even losing a little. I think for forex, I would have to swing trade. I would like to try it again because you know, I'm more comfortable swing trading now, and so I may try it again. Not sure. Nothing against it. I think the two-legged pullback can work with the with forex, basically with anything. But I would rather swing trade than scalp. Yeah, no entries here. You know, I was looking for a short trade, but it's just no entries here. Coming back to the bottom of our spiking channel, retesting the bottom. Market's trying to decide, are we going to make a trading range here, or are we going to just continue to go down? Break a trend to new low potential here as well. We could look for a reversal here to go long, but it's starting to look like it's rolling over here. The 20 EMA also starting to go downwards. A small trading range here. You may want to trade this as a failed breakdown and come back up into the trading range. For some traders, that could be a trade for you. Higher low, second entry long here. To come back into this trading range for a failed breakdown, potentially could be the case. I drew this as a break of trend to new low, potentially as well. Really hard to say what's happening here. Pretty strong bull bar. May have some follow through here. This ends up becoming a two-leggy here. A, B, C. Right, it's a Pikachu trade. Potential Pikachu here. A little too choppy for me to go short or long here, but it is a Pikachu. Pikachu triggers, right? Second entry short. Also a trap, right? Fails second entry long. So you got a two-legged pullback, and you also have a failed second entry long here, A, B, C, that fails, and that's why we call it Pikachu, because it's both a, you know, when you look at the pattern when you draw it out, it looks like a lightning bolt or a tail of a Pikachu. I actually wanted that long to come back into our trading range. I would have been more interested in this trap trade, right? Break a trend to new low, trap trade. It's just got really choppy there, so I just sat on my pause. But that trade going long, and you know, in fact, if I tried to enter, I probably wouldn't have been able to enter that. I probably would have it probably would go right through my limit order, because I come in with stop limit orders, and so stop limit orders sometimes you don't get filled. Big push down. This could be a major push down. The main reason being is because we have a failed reversal on the 10,000 tick chart, and if those fail, then typically it's it's pretty bad. Also failed reversal on the 10,000 or the 5-minute chart, come back down. Big move down here. I'm thinking downtrend now. My premises have changed. Thinking instead of trading range, confused. Now it seems a little more clear to me that we're in a downtrend. I need an entry though. Trying to go short. Gonna look for a short trade sometime. We could bounce off this pivot low, but I don't know. I don't think so. I'd rather just focus on this downtrend here. Almost makes me want to go in first entry here, but I'll stick to the plan. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Also, Lofi Girl resurrected. I think the previous stream was like 634 hours or something. I don't even know, something like that. It's kind of funny because some of my videos get copyright striked, and I have to like remove it. And the thing is like if you play the lo-fi radio, and if you put a little thing in your description saying that you use the radio, you can play it for free on your stream. And I get copyright violations all the time. Still, even with that, it's kind of annoying, and I have to like edit the video and cut out certain parts of the music. But it makes me surprised that the lo-fi radio didn't get copyright claims a long time ago. Big push up. Was not expecting that, to be honest. I thought we had a clear direction now, but now I'm confused. What a market. What a market. Huge bear bar ending on its low. Just completely reversed with one bar. On 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart as well. I really thought this would be a big move down, but price action saying otherwise. Maybe I could draw something like this. Failed breakdown, failed breakout, failed breakdown. This looks semi-accurate, pretty accurate to what the price action I think is saying. This blue box giving us a trading range now. I really wasn't expecting this big move up here, to be honest. Thanks for the sub. Pandas, give me an F in the chat if you guys are enjoying the low latency, almost no delay stream today. I figured out how to almost take the delay completely away. Take the delay completely away. Oh my, what am I trading for? I should become a rapper. Got a trap trade bouncing off the top of this trading range. The reason why I don't like this short is because I see like another trading range in here. All right, I see a lot of like hits right here. I just don't know what's happening. It's a two-legged pullback here potentially. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. Give me that F in the chat if you guys enjoy the low latency stream. If you guys don't enjoy it, I can extend the delay again. I'm looking for a short trade here. I want to enter short here. I actually want to enter I really want to enter short here. With a pullback here. I'm gonna stick to the plan, but I like that short. I like this short a lot. Darn. No setup, right? A little wonky price action, but I like that short. Mainly because of 10,000 tick chart. I actually triggered a failed second entry long right there. Right, we had it A, B, C. Second entry long fails. Reverses. Potentially makes a strong move back down. Top of the trading range back to the bottom of the trading range. DX says he likes a 2-hour latency. Alright. DX, watch this entire stream in 0.5 speed. Slows the market down. There's no entry for us there, but I like the context going short there. Boy, oh boy. Currently something like this. Everything's starting to point downwards now. Appreciate the subs. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We have a 300 like goal today, and not even close. I mean, the rate actually we're going up is not too bad. Let's say like 30 minutes, we're up 77. Another 30 minutes, if we're up another 77, that's 140. Another 30 minutes, we might be at 210, and we would be like a third of the way there. Corsi says up 1600 on the 50k EVA. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. Apex put out a pretty good video out for if you guys don't know, we trade here every single day, 9 o'clock or 9:15 a.m. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, and we trade 100% risk-free. We use price action here, but our strategy, it's a two-legged pullback, the setup that we look for. And yeah, you know, we trade 100% risk-free with Apex, and if you guys don't know, it's a prop firm, and they are, and the things you know, my suspicions about how they fund you were correct. They basically, you know, once you turn your eval accounts into PA accounts, they have like this like behind the scenes evaluation for those on PA accounts, because they want you to be able to be profitable in a PA account, and then once you are profitable, then they actually turn to your account from a PA account, what they call a prop account, and they call that the pinnacle, which is, I guess a play on the words of Apex Pinnacle. And so yeah, and then from there you're trading directly their funds. Like they will like actually reach out to you and be like, your PA account has turned to a true prop account, and they'll ask you if you want to do it. And yeah, I think you know, my suspicions were correct in that. So for them, if you have a PA account, they have the right to choose if they want to copy your trades or not. But they have like actually a very, very informative video. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. for those who are like interested or curious on how Apex, I think it's fascinating. This link here actually is very informative in terms of how they decide if they want to make your PA account get to the next level of the prop account. Potential another failed breakdown here. Higher low, second entry long, coming back into our trading range. The risk is huge risk here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point risk there. Really good signal bar though. And we're at the bottom of the trading range, so it could be a failed breakdown. Maybe worth going long here. Not sure. Getting too choppy now. Very hard to trade this, just because I simply don't know the direction we're really going. And two-legged pullbacks is a lot easier when you have a clear trend. But when you have this much going up and down, the trends are not as clear. Even when you want to try to fade the breakdown or breakout, oftentimes they'll do a lot of fake outs. And eventually will fake you out. DA Social asks, do you still get paid with a P? Yeah, basically everything's almost exactly the same. I almost don't know why they even tell you if you change to a prop account. I think one thing they do allow you to do is combine your accounts. If you have a lot of accounts, they'll actually combine your accounts, and so you don't have to pay that monthly fee or whatever for all your accounts, especially if you have like multiple accounts. Yeah, this long trade ends up being good. I'm gonna treat this as a break a trend. Sorry, break a trend to new high here. That's what I'm treating it as. Sorry, Pandas. I mean, the moment the market opened, it actually got very confusing. Very confusing. No two leggies along this entire uptrend. We do have a trap trade, huge signal bar, so the risk was too large for me. We do have a two leggy here that it felt sus. And, yeah. Just seeing this as a trading range failed breakout, this small trading range here. I need clear direction. I need like a strong move up or down. Why do I choose Apex? I mean, not only is it risk-free, but the true power behind Apex is the fact that you have a trade copier. And you might be wondering, why would that make it powerful? So simple. The math is so simple. All right, the math is this, guys. Let me just draw it out for you guys. It's so simple. Just imagine having 4 accounts with Apex. Could be the 50K account, doesn't matter. If you have 4 accounts, I use 4 because it's easy. I have way more than 4 accounts, but I use 4 because it's easy. 4 accounts. If you have 4 accounts, and if you copy all your trades, if you simply make $100 a day, on average, now this is assuming you're profitable, but if you can make $100 on average a day in the market, with just 4 accounts, at the end of the year, you can have $100,000. And how does the math work? Well, 4 for the amount of accounts you have times 250, which is the amount of trading days there are in a year, around there, right? So you have it equals $1,000. And so, or equals 1,000, right? It's 1,000 multiplier. Then you multiply that by how much you make per day on average, and that's how much you can make by the end of the year. And so if you can make $100 a day, at the end of the year, you can make a 6-figure income with just having 4 accounts, copying your trades across all your accounts. That's the power of Apex. The fact that you can copy your trades. Whew, and that's with just 4 accounts. Imagine if you had 10 accounts, right? Then you multiply whatever you make per day by 250 or 2,500. So that means if you make $100 a day, at the end of the year, you have an income of $250,000, $250,000 if you can make $100 a day. That's if you have 10 accounts. Absolutely amazing. I mean, the thing is, it's like, Richard Harris is a long time viewer of this stream. He's actually a member of the Two-Legged Pullback Discord, and he's like an intuitive trader. So he's a fairly young person, so he still has, his parents have still a lot of financial control over him. But I mean, honestly, it's like, what risk is there? I mean, you open a 50K account, costs $37 when it's at 80% off. With 50% off, it's it's a little bit more, but still, it's trivial for how much it really costs. It's like $80 or something like that. MK asks, why multiple accounts versus more contracts in one account? Well, simply, you're spreading your risk, right? You're spreading your risk around. So if you have, let's say, one 50K account, you bust your account at $2,500 drawdown. At a certain point, if you can gain enough capital, then it won't make a difference. But it will take a long time to get there, right? It's much cheap. It's a lot easier and fairly cheap, to have a lot of risk. Have a lot of capital, or have a lot of buffer, right? If you have one account, and then if you trade like 5 contracts on a 50K account, you're gonna blow that account within like 2 or 3 trades. You can blow your account. But if you have 5 50K accounts and you trade 1 contract per account, you're still trading 5 contracts, but you're trading it only 1 contract worth of risk at a time. And so you're able to spread your risk. Trade cover does cost money. It's $150. Big move down, no entries. Absolutely no entries for us this entire move down. Potentially could have got a fail second entry long here to come in this trap, but market was stingy. It gives us a micro double top here. This is what I was waiting for, but market was stingy, didn't give it to us. You know, if you're gonna enter that, you have to trade on that inside bar here and just take that risk. If you're really eager, you know, you have to pay for that. Right here, you're trading probability for good, you know, risk reward here. Low probability, right? You're lowering your probability because you didn't trigger that, right? So you don't have those trap traders there. I think we're in a safe place to say we're in a downtrend now. Absolutely incredible. The outside bar reversal essentially fails and woo-wee. We do have a trap trade here. This is a fail second entry long if this does triggers. Too far away from 20 MA. I'm going to come in with a two-legged pullback here. It creates an outside bar reversal, creating a hidden second entry long, which is unfortunate. Let's see if we can get an actual... There we go. I'm going to go for a short trade here. Looking for a two-legged pullback to the short side. I understand we do have potential breaker trend to new low, but I think we're in a downtrend now. Risk is about 4 points here. Taking this trade. The signal bar is not the best, so this is a risky trade. Do not copy my trades, but I want to get in on this short trade on the downtrend off the 20 MA here. We're also at the midline. Signal bar is currently pretty terrible. Risk extended a little bit more. Okay, we'll keep it here. Signal bar is good now. We're in this trade. Looking for a new low here for this downtrend to continue. We're on the midline and also the 20 MA here. In my opinion, decent trade to take. I'm going to hold this. Holding this trade. It's the first trade in a long time where I felt like we had actually clear direction, like we're going down. So I decided to take this trade. If it gets me, it gets me. Completely okay with that, but I feel like this is the first trade. I feel like we're actually going with trend here, and we can get a two-leggy here. And so it is what it is. If it gets me, let's go, baby. Let's get that runner. Ooh. Don't get me. Give me one runner. Come on. Give me a runner. Give me a runner. Give me another push down. You know you want to go down. Oof. Okay. I like how we're having continuation. We had follow through. I don't like that move. I don't like how it's coming back up. Come on. No! No! Let's go, baby. We still got our scalp. Unfortunately, our runner got obliterated. Two-leggy, good signal bar. 2 point scalp. Runner gets stopped out. It's all good. We have this trend here currently breaking through. As you notice also, I had this horizontal line here with this pivot low. We broke below it. It was a retest, and I thought it was another reason why we should go short there. We have a undershoot to overshoot here. On higher time frame, this is actually a two-leggy here, A, B, C. But within the smaller time frame, this first leg is comprised of a two-legged pullback, and this is also comprised of a two-legged move. 10,000 tick chart simply looks like this. A, B, C. It's actually a two-legged move on the 10,000 tick chart coming off the 20 MA. Here, it looks like this, two-legged move. Just scalping here, just scalping. If we get lucky, we get a nice runner here. Moon says a two-leggy doesn't exist on my chart, and I refresh it. You might have to reload your historical. Because we're using tick charts, everyone's chart could look a little different. But it's you know, if you reload your historical, you could actually hopefully match the one I have. It really depends on your settings and your time on your computer. What time server you're using, because it bases the tick off of all of that information. You know, the first tick, depending on when the first tick is of the day, it can really, you know, make a difference in terms of where you are now, how your candles look now. Do I like this short trade? Not really above the 20 MA. For above the 20 MA, I typically just don't go short. It just doesn't really happen. Now you have the exception of trading ranges, but even then, you know, sometimes the 20 MA it blocks me from entering trades. It shouldn't, but it does. You know, I can't help it. $104 likes. Not even close to 300. I may have to lower the whiskey challenge. I just don't think you guys can do it. The reason why it's at 300, I know it seems like a really high number, is because we've reached 250 before, and we reached it with ease when it's up there. And so, you know, the next goal for me is 300. So, blame yourself that you can't finish it, not me. Don't blame that it's too high. Yeah, usually there's a lot of news every single day, but there's only a couple high impact news that you should, you know, really consider. If you're like always worried about any type of news, then you know you'll never really enter a trade. So I'd like to focus on the big ones. Big ones usually, like today, CPI numbers. CPI for the inflation. You have like PPI. You have FOMC announcements, usually pretty large, but that happens at 2 o'clock. Usually the announcements happen around 8:30, but yeah, FOMC is usually like later in the afternoon. Big push up here. Okay, cool. Interesting. Big reversal here. Notice it's a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. break a trend to new high now. Just when you think the trend is clear, it does like something like this, where you feel like, okay, maybe it's not a downtrend, maybe it's a strong uptrend. The 5-minute chart showing us a trading range pretty clearly here. This is the trading range indicator. By the way, if you are interested in either of these indicators, it's the two-legged pullback indicator where you see all these numbers, right? The dark green numbers show second entry longs, dark red numbers show second entry shorts. Basically shows you, identifies all the two-legged pullbacks for you using a simple color scheme, and also tells you all the leg counts. Also has alerts. You can use it for automated trading. All these nice things about it. It tells you, okay, a two-legged pullback's coming up soon. It'll tell you that. You can set the alerts up for that. And so I like to use it especially with other time frames. Like other time frames, I'll have the alert up. So if I'm just focused on one chart, when the alert goes up, it gives me it lets me know to check the other charts out. So it might be very helpful, especially maybe if you're trading like forex and you're looking for multiple charts, multiple instruments. You can have like 10 instruments up and you want to know which one has a two-legged pullback. You can actually create your own audio file, and say, this is like the USD, two-legged pullback on USD euro or something like that, so you can help identify. But lots of nice bells and whistles here for you that you can't simply get by just looking at the chart, things like that. That's why it's nice to have the indicator, because it tells you those things where otherwise you really wouldn't know. So that's a two-legged pullback indicator. Also, trading range indicator. The only indicator I know out there that marks trading range is based off pure price action, right? The trading ranges are not created by bounds of some sort of, like Bollinger Bands or anything like that. These lines are created directly on the price action. You can find more information about that at www.twoleggedpullback.com. I know I'm shilling. I admit it. I'm shilling. I mean, I made it. It's my channel. Let me shill my products. Let me do it. And I truly wouldn't shill it unless I thought it was helpful. And I use all these things every single day. I use Apex every single day. I use the two-legged pullback indicator every single day. I use the trading range indicator every single day. So I only will talk about it if I think it's helpful for you, and it's up to you if you want to purchase it. I think they're worth their weight in gold. So. Gary Bird asks, when do you consider a breakup trend an actual move in that direction and not a fake out? That is the $1 million question, Gary Bird. You are on your way to becoming a successful trader. That is a question everyone should have asked at least once in their trading career. How do you know if it's going to be a successful breakout versus a fake out? I'll allow the chat to try to answer that. I'll give you my 2 cents in a couple minutes, but I want to know what the chat thinks here. It's the nicest trend up, coming back to maybe test yesterday's low. From there, what would it do? I am not sure. Wow, you guys are really active. These are actually really good answers. Really good answers here. Let me read a couple of them. Amir asks, what's the candle, the diamond below? The diamond, this is the super signal. So basically, the diamond is where you would enter a trade, right? One tick above the previous candle's extreme. And if it's on a downtrend, the candle's above. If it's on an uptrend, the candle will be below. But basically, the numbers will change, and that'll tell you if it does hit this diamond, what leg that would be. And so sometimes it will be a dark red one, and that means that the next, if it hits a diamond, it will be a second entry long. So it tells you the upcoming leg, which is very useful. So you don't have to count. You don't have to look at anything previously. You just have to look ahead and see that, you know, depending on the color of the diamond, it will be a second entry long or short. All right. So some of the things that you guys are saying, you know, these are actually awesome answers. The original question was, how can you discern the difference between a breakout and a fake out? Some people are saying you simply do not ever trade the breakout. You need to trade the retest of it. So never trade the breakout itself, trade the retest. Simon Teo says successful breakout needs to have a build-up. Stephen Brown says you don't know, it's a probability game. And Corsi saying 2 checks, he wants an imbalance and also a breakout pullback trade. Mark Lanowich says look for a break of trend to new extreme and see what happens from there. Also agree with Richard, trading the retest. Gary Burr says I like the retest of the trend line, but not sure if that's enough to consider it a breakout. Vivek says multiple time frame analysis and trend line breakout and market sentiment. Lots of good answers there. Lots of good answers. I was gonna say sorry, I just read DX's comment. I'm sorry, DX. Let me copy and paste the messages for you. This is what they're saying to you. Here's a message. Here, that's what they said. Don't forget it. So I have a Nightbot that blocks spam accounts, and there's this one particular one that's just breaks all YouTube algorithms. It cannot detect this as spam, but it's basically when these spammers have the actual message that they want you to know inside their name. So basically they put their URL in their name. And so even though I have a Nightbot that blocks it, they still get their message across. Absolutely genius, if you ask me. You know, kudos to them. It's super annoying, but you know. And sometimes the Nightbot will block it, and DX says, "There goes my chance to find love." Sorry, DX. The Nightbot is just blocking you. Anyways, how do I know it's gonna be a breakout? I mean, truly, it is a probability game, but you have things that increases your probabilities, and I think what everyone's saying is pretty much what I would look for. The only thing is that I will look for strong moves such as multiple bull bars ending on their high, and so you have this kind of move up here. So would you say this is successful or a failure? The thing is, when you have a breakout and you have a breakout that looks like this is what the breakout should look like. Strong bull bars ending on their high, almost no pullbacks. And the pullbacks then is when you want to enter in long. So this is a higher low second entry long, ends up giving you a nice 2-point scalp there. And You actually have a second entry long here, A, B, C, right? Two pushes down, and you get a nice little move there. So, you know, breakout pullback test, I think is also very good. I mean, if I were to mark this trading range here, let's try to use this as an example. At the end, this could have simply just been a failed breakdown. You know, see this move down here. You know, would you say this is a breakdown? Within it, you have a green candle. You do have multiple bear bars in a row. I mean, this is why I ended up taking this short here, because I thought we did have a breakdown, a successful one, but ends up reversing, coming back into our trading range. Even this one, I'll say this is a breakout, but really it's just a retest of the top of the trading range. Coming back to yesterday's low too. But everything is to increase your probabilities, such as this one. This could fail actually and come back into your trading range. And this is why everyone says, you know, just trade, you know, fade the breakout. And if they're going to fade the breakout, here's a lower high that you could have entered in that you would have lost the trade. So it's very difficult to know sometimes. If that answer was very easy, then I would say, you know, it would break the market, because that means everyone would enter that trade and no one would be there on the opposite side of the trade, which is what you need. You need people on both sides. We're coming back to test yesterday's low. Will it act as resistance? We're about to find out. I do have a break of trend to new high here. So if we do get a trap trade coming off of yesterday's low and we get a reversal here, I'll be interested in going short actually. Give me a fail second entry long here and I'll be interested, because we got a break of trend new high. I mean, it's a strong move up. It looks like an uptrend. But if you bounce off resistance with a break of trend to new high, I'm gonna take the failed second entry long. Hard for me to go long here because the resistance is right there. Now if we break clearly above this resistance and has no regard for it, then, you know, it might change. And that might be what's happening here. We might just break right through it. Okay, 2 points above it already. So almost no regard for yesterday's low. It looks like we're retracing a lot of that big drop down and we're coming back up. It's absolutely incredible. Like I mentioned, anything can happen. We could retrace this entire big drop down throughout the day. Right, no regard for that resistance. I'm not interested in going short now. We're almost hitting yesterday's close. Vivek asks, which index is this? We trade. Everyone knows this is my favorite question, but basically we trade the emini every single day. It's a futures market. Yeah, Vivek's asking, why do I look at the small time frame 2000 tick chart? 2000 tick chart is almost equivalent to a 1 to 2 minute chart on the time frames, on time charts. So we're trading very small time frame here. The reason why I like to trade this time frame is because the candles are big enough to scalp out at least 1 point, and so on average, you know, you can at least scalp out, and yeah. So, and we're scalping here. No setup here for us. We could have a potential reversal here, but fact that it blew right through this resistance here makes me wonder. These are all first entries so far. We could have a two-leggy here. Sorry, it look like this. A, B, C, two-legged pullback. I'd be interested in going long here if we do get a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. Do not copy my trades. I understand that we have a break of trend to new high here as well, but the fact that we're going through the resistance without any regard to it makes me feel like we are, you know, strong uptrend still. I would like a retest of this resistance of the yesterday's low. I would like a retest of that, basically matching the 20 EMA, increasing my probability that this long trade should work. This is a little too far away from 20 EMA. I want it to actually touch here, and the reason being because this can act as a magnet. So I need to come back down to retest it. And basically just unfinished business here. And I need the unfinished business to be finished before going long. We missed it by 3 ticks. I'm still going to wait here. Even though this can give you a nice scalp here. A, B, C. Small risk as well. In my opinion, I want to touch. I want to touch the support here. This key area. So I'm skipping this trade, even though it couldn't give you a nice enough room to the top of the trading range. And a lot of things going for you in that trade. But for me, I wanted to touch, right? The better setup will be to touch our 20 EMA at least. It ends up giving a scalp there. Unfortunately, it goes without us. I wanted that two-leggy. The fact that we're so close to that key area made me hesitate because it can act as a magnet. So sometimes it'll trigger up and come back down, spike, and hit that support, and then go the way that you thought it was going to go. I didn't want that to happen to me. So this is why I skipped that two-leggy. But that's a two-legged pullback Pikachu trade. Right, it's a Pikachu. Yeah, on this channel you get edutainment here. I'm up a little bit here, but if you know how many accounts I have, you know, it's not a small amount. Truly, it's not a small amount. Higher low setup, maybe I'll be interested. This is actually a higher low here, but still the 20 EMA, I wanted to touch it before I decided to go long. Like I wanted to bounce off something, not midair like this. Look at the daily chart. We do trigger the higher low. Bottom trading range back to the top of the trading range. It's small. It's about 4 points large, but it's working. Trading range indicator working as it should. Here, trading range indicator from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom, back to the top. Trap trade to the long side. Not interested in that. Does scalp you out though. Absolutely incredible move up right now. Do have a trap trade to the long side there. Again, doesn't even touch the 20 minute. It has 1, 2, 3 attempts to touch it. They all fail, and we're actually going higher now, showing the strength of this bull trend right now. That trade here, I don't know. I probably would have skipped it because it was an outside bar reversal regardless. 1, 2, 3 attempts to reverse the market. Vivek asks, do you have an option chain? I mean, there is an option chain. It's not the futures. Like, the futures themselves are contracts. But if you want to look at the options, S&P 500 has options. You can look at the SPY for that information, or you can actually just look at SPX. Fortune favors the brave. I think Matt Damon got a lot of smack for that, for his crypto advert during the Super Bowl. I think there are like memes out there, him basically encouraging people to gamble away their life savings. I actually really enjoy this really low latency stream because when I ask a question, you guys are really quick to respond. It feels a little more live, a little more back and forth, a little more real, we'll say. I actually like Matt Damon a lot. I think I did the most Boston thing you can possibly do. On my vacation, if you guys don't know, I was on vacation last week and was up in the Northeast and stopped by Boston, Massachusetts, and while I was there, stopped by Harvard, and also at night when we're winding down, ended up watching Good Will Hunting in Boston. It felt just so much more. I feel just so much more connected to the movie now. You know, it's one of my favorite movies. Good Will Hunting, Shawshank Redemption. These are like some of the kind of feel good movies I watch like at least once a year. You like apples? Yeah. How you like them apples? No setup for me. We're breaking beneath the 20 EMA now, right? This trading range indicator giving us the trading range. Up here to down here. Pandas. Brian Hughes asks, can you share a link to the purchase of your trading range? You can just go to the website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. It's on the screen on the bottom. You can see it as well. Also, there's probably a bunch of messages by the Nightbot. Yeah, you can see the link there as well. Also, probably in the description below. It's kind of everywhere. It's my website, so I like to, you know, put it out there. What can I say? I actually just like hanging out with you guys. I'm not even trading right now. I'm just watching the market. I don't have any entries also. Nothing I like, actually. No, we're starting to go sideways now. We're going in and out of the 20 MA. But now I just feel like it's hanging out. It feels more like hanging out because of the low latency. I actually really like it. I I really like the low latency. It's nice to have. Someone asked if I can see the dislikes. Actually, can I? I'm not sure. I wish YouTube made it so you can show, you have the option to show it, because I can't tell you how annoying it is. You know, I don't know. You know, it could be political, the reason why they got rid of the dislike button, but regardless, the thing about YouTube is, you know, so like if I'm like on like Instagram, you know, Facebook, whatever, you know, I typically are not on those websites to find information. You know, it's usually just entertainment. But on YouTube, I can't tell you like how nice it is to have a sort like a place where you can look up a tutorial on, you know, how to cut wood or something like that. And you know, and I think for YouTube, it's important to have that, you know, the like and dislike, because sometimes the video I'm watching, I don't know if it's reliable or not. You know, if I'm like doing plumbing or something, I don't know if the video I'm watching actually is helpful. And they said, oh, you could just read the comments. Like, am I gonna read like 1,000 comments? I don't even know. I don't know. I wish they bring back the dislike button. I think it would be very telling if they bring back the dislike button if there's a Republican back in office. I think that would be like a clear tell sign of why they got rid of the dislike button. This is a trading range. You couldn't go short here, but still trading range. Start to convert to trading range. Possum asks, what indicator am I using? This is the two-legged pullback indicator. Tells you where all the second entries are. See this dark green number? Right. First pullback, first entry, second pullback. This green number tells you that this leg here is a second entry long. You see the super signal? If this triggers here, this is a second entry short. That's why it's red. So if it goes and hits this diamond, you're going to see that this 3 is going to jump to the top here, showing you that it's a second entry short. A, B, C. Right, 2 pushes up. That means if this reverses here, it'll be a short trade. Second entry short. Not only that, a lower high second entry short, because the number is greater than 1. So the number is greater than 1, then that means it's a lower high second entry short. The greater is number than 1. On the other side, it's a higher low second entry long. Oh, Ben-Hur. I know Ben-Hur. I think like 2 people died making that movie. It's getting choppy here. Hard to say what's going to happen. Just barely enough room to the bottom of the trading range right there. Actually, it's not even enough room. Break a trend. Attempt to new low. Double bottom. Trading range. Going sideways. If you guys want to know where to get the indicator, go to the official website. It's on the bottom of your screen. It's in the description. It's also many times posted in the chat. www.twoleggedpullback.com. Notice how we're going in and out of the 20 MA. This is why I'm not in any particular trade right now or looking for anything. As we're going in and out of the 20 MA here, that means that we are in chop. And for me, that means sitting on my pause. I don't know. I'm not going to go long here because we're so choppy. We can make another lay down before we go back up. Who knows? We are in a trading range. Also, this is Ninja Trader. Someone's asking what platform this is. Ninja Trader. I mean, I know you guys want to go short or long here, but it's simple. We just do not know what's going to happen. It's going in and out of the 20 MA. This is where you sit on your pause. I know you want to trade the breakout and you'll have a strong move up or down, but you simply do not know. If you look in the higher time frames, you might get more information. The higher time frames are clearly above the 20 MA. 10,000 tick chart. We just triggered a second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart. A, B, C, second entry long. Far away from the 20 MA though. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. Anyone else? Anyone else out there? Anyone else want to disrupt the stream by subbing? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Amir Vosky. There's a bunch of stuff on the website that tells you almost everything you need to know about the setup and what we're trying to do here. But for instance, oh, I get the markers on for you guys. How nice of me. All right. Our strategy. Let me see if I can get closer to here. Yeah, we're kind of breaking out. I don't want to be too far away from the price action here, but easy one to read here. This is an easy one here. Here's a second entry. The setup we're looking for two-legged pullbacks with trend. So we're in a downtrend. So we're looking for a short trade, and the market loves to move in twos. And so we have one pullback here. We have an entry here. We don't want that first entry. We want to wait for a second entry. So we wait for another pullback here, and this is a two-legged pullback. Right, 2 legs up on a downtrend, and we want to go short here, right, off the 20 EMA, off some sort of key area, off some sort of resistance, something like that. But you can see with the indicator that this one here is a dark red one. This dark red one means that it's a second entry short. And so that's the entry we want to take off the key area. Now, context is important. You can't just take every single dark red one. For instance, this dark red 2 here fails and it reverses. And you can see with the magenta box that that's a trap. And so these magenta boxes are traps. You know, when the second entry fails and reverses, that's what these magenta boxes are there for. We're coming up to hit yesterday's close. Nothing I would have traded there. Nothing I liked at all. You know, there's nothing I could really trade there. I mean, you'd never break a trend to new low. And so maybe you could have taken a second entry long, but still so choppy, very difficult. We do test yesterday's low. And we're actually close to recovering this entire drop here. Huge drop. This blue line. I see. Okay. Okay. I mean, this entire drop, if we can get to here, basically, would recover this entire drop. Like I mentioned, I've seen wilder things happen. That's why news doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters in terms of volatility, but it doesn't really matter in terms of direction. Because we had bad news, but if that news was actually bad, why are we back up here? You know, like, what? You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, as in, like, you can't really figure out the direction by the news. But I think the news is helpful. It's helpful to know when news happens because we want to know when there's going to be extreme volatility. We bounced off yesterday's low, or sorry, yesterday's close. Pretty strong bounce off with a failed trap. I may look for a short trade here. It's a strong uptrend, but bouncing off the 20 EMA clearly here, right? There's a gap here. Strong push up. And the fact that we bounced off the 20 or yesterday's close makes me feel like we can reverse here, right? That's a strong reaction off of it, but 20 EMA is still acting as a type of support here. Paradigm says, I've been trading futures for about a year before I turned 18, making nearly 300 a day on a demo account. Now today, on my third day of trading, I lost $500 and almost blew up my account, my live account, not my demo account. Sorry to say, the harsh reality is most likely you will blow your first live account. I think you should trade micros when you go live for the first time. And why micros? Well, because it's a tenth the size of a mini, and that means, you know, for every point you make $5 rather than $50. But that means if you lose, you only lose $5 on every point. And so you won't get rich, but you won't go broke. And it's just a proving grounds for yourself to kind of get used to trading with live money, and also to feel a little pain, right? You want to prove your profitability, and you want to have all the same forces, maybe at a small, like a little lesser degree, but you want the same forces to be working on you, the same stressors. So when you trade, when you switch over to the mini, and I have a couple videos on my channel, or I have a video that tells you how to do an overlay. So you can trade the price action of the E-mini, but you can trade the exposure of the micro. So you can put an overlay of the E-mini on top of the micro, and you'll be trading on the micro, but you'll be looking at the E-mini chart. You can also do this by using the trade copier. If you have the trade copier, you can set it up to trade the micro. So you could trade sim on your mini, or yeah, on your mini account, but you can say only enter the trades in micro. So So I would say, like, you know, if you can double your account on the micro, then I think you'd be probably ready to enter into the minis. But you know, you kind of have to do it, you know, like, I think in that progression. Also, you can open an Apex account, and you know, that's also very little risk to you. You know, as little as like $50, you can open an account, and you know, you have a free NinjaTrader license, and you also are able to you know, have the potential to get a funded account. Dylan says, I got the two-legged pullback, maybe I'll be insane now. every setup is, you know, there's a lot of systems that actually work. But yeah, it really depends on how well you trade it. And also, more important than any setup is context. You gotta learn the context. Right now, if you look at this, what is the context, chat? You know, what do we think you're in? Are you in an uptrend? Are you in a downtrend? Are you in a trading range right now? You know, you got to be able to answer that question, you know, as, you know, in a split second, because your decisions are going to be based off of that. And if you can't answer that question, then typically, you know, you just don't trade. It's too confusing. Yeah, SW Blaze is correct. You got to make sure you're monitoring your positions. All right, Pandas, that's it for today. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Remember, there's news tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And also take advantage of the 50% off Apex evals with BBM50. That helps me out a lot if you use the link and in the chat and also in the description. But other than that, trade safe, everybody. Stick to the plan. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.